we're going to be showing you how to create your very own streaming platform just like Netflix. You're going to be learning 4 things. Number 1, the 3 ways to build your streaming platform. Number 2, the tech stack. Number 3, the pricing. Number 4, the features of all of the options. And at the end, I'm going to tell you which one I would choose. Now, as we go through the 3, it's important to note what would you need. The 3 options would be an LMS, a VOD, or creating it from scratch. Now, what is an LMS? An LMS is a learning management system, and that would be similar to any kind of course building site. Teachable, Podia, Kajabi, and the list goes on and on. Now, why could that be considered a streaming platform? Well, first of all, what is a streaming platform? What would you need? All you would need is a platform to hold all of your videos, an access point where someone can log in, and also a payment portal where you can put them on a subscription. An LMS has all of those things. They're very cheap to get started. When you're thinking about what it takes to create a streaming platform, a place where you can have videos on demand, an LMS can do that. There's some drawbacks, but just keep in mind, all of those things, the basics that you need, you can do that with a learning management system, an LMS. Now let's talk about a VOD. What is a VOD? It stands for video on demand. Video on demand, what is that? That means when you want to watch it, you can get it. So sites like Uscreen or Vimeo OTT, those are all video on demand. You're signing in. Whenever you want it, you can watch the video. The third option is custom coding this, and you're actually hiring a developer and they're going to be building out your own platform. And it can include video on demand. It can also include, if you wanted to, it can be live, but it depends on if you want to go down that route to actually pay a developer, go through the steps of explaining what you want and the costs and all of the time it takes to building it custom. In the comment section down below, which one have you tried? Have you tried an LMS, a VOD? Have you tried any of those things? And also, too, we have tons of videos talking about comparisons of different platforms. If you're going to go with Uscreen, Vimeo, pros and cons of the pricing, and all of those things. But in the comment section down below, which one have you tried? Where are you in your business? Number 2, let's talk about the tech stack. If you're going to choose something like an LMS, it's all there for you. For example, let's take a look at Teachable. If I'm looking at Teachable, all I'm doing is signing up for an account. And then when I get access to this platform, I have all of the basics, including I can be emailing my audience. I can be connecting with them in several different ways. So at this point, I would just say, like, what are you looking for? Because a platform like Teachable, it does a lot of the things for me. It allows me to track subscriptions, sell one-time payment, like videos, things like that if I wanted to, and the list goes on and on. The option that I like when I'm using an LMS is something called Podia, and the reason I like this platform is I can sell downloads, I can sell courses, I can sell memberships, and every time I'm selling different things, I can mix and match. For example, if I have a membership that someone's paying monthly, I can give them access to certain videos on demand. And so I can make different tiers to my membership, giving them access to different bundles of videos. I can now build a community with my audience as well. So not only do they get to have the videos, now they can interact, I can build more connections, I can chat with my subscribers, and I can do that all rolled up into one platform. The other feature I like about Podia is the emails as well. I can send out custom emails based on what people are watching or what they signed up for, and then I can have automated emails go out to them, or I can make them affiliates as well and ask them to invite other people to the platform. There's a lot to do with Podia. So again, even though it's technically an LMS, I can do a lot of the things that I want with a VOD. When we're looking at options, if an LMS or a VOD is the right path, it comes down to the exact functionality and what I would want from this platform. And we'll go into that in features in a little bit, but just think about, like, where are you in your business? What are you trying to do? Are you going to do a lot of other things, such as you want to sell courses, you want to sell digital downloads as well? Or do you want to just provide a video library? Just things to consider. Next up, looking at video on demand, there's an option such as Uscreen. We talk about them a lot. We like them. This is an option if you want an all-in-one experience and you also want it to be available on Roku, on Apple TV, those options, and you're specifically looking to build your streaming business, Uscreen is a great option for you. It already comes with a marketing toolkit where you can have marketing integrations from other CRMs, which is a customer relationship management software. So you can hook it into MailChimp, ConvertKit, those kind of things. You also have email automations already built in with the platform. So even if you don't want to use another CRM, it has all of those things for you. You can do upsells, downsells, and you have options for subscription tools and gift cards. So again, it's another all-in-one platform if you want to specialize and just have video on demand. And it comes with a really, really nice landing page builder where you can have nice customized or even templates where you don't have to make a lot of changes, but you can customize the landing pages if you want as well. Let's talk about the third option, and this is if you're going to be having a developer create the platform from scratch. Now, what you're seeing right here is one of our streaming shells. This allows you to have full control and have your own streaming platform right here. We called it BuildStream. Now, what you're looking at right here is a tech stack of a lot of different technology to create something. But the benefits right here is it's totally yours. So terms of service, controlling how much you're going to charge and not getting a fee every single time. This is totally custom made. And so we have complete control and there's that. But let's talk about all the tech it takes to create a platform like this. For this site, we're using Ruby, Rails, Tailwind for the CSS framework, JavaScript. We're deploying it to Heroku for hosting the app, and then we're using AWS for hosting the videos. There's a lot of different things, right, that we needed to combine to make something like this. And by the way, we're paying for all of these different services to make this work. We'll talk about the pros and cons of doing this way and having your own. But again, it is possible, but just keep in mind, we'll talk about later on how much it costs and the amount of hours and months it took to build something like this. Let's go to pricing. If we're going to do something like an LMS, let's take a look at what Podia is charging. They're starting with $39 a month. You're getting unlimited everything. What does that include? Okay, unlimited products, customers, messages, sales, and files hosted. That's really good. So I can just keep uploading. I don't have to worry about paying for bandwidth or paying for storage. That all is included for $39 a month. Or I can pay $390 a year and I'm saving $78. There's zero transaction fees. That's a real big plus. I like that. And if I'm on any other platform, I can have free migration if I'm on an annual plan. Let's see, I can sell online courses. I can sell digital products, webinars. The only thing I don't have is selling membership or coaching. That comes into the Shaker aspect. And then I have access to all of that. For marketing, I can do customer messaging, product bundles, even in the $39 a month plan. That's great. I like the Shaker plan because then that unlocks course certificates, affiliate marketing, embedding the checkout. So if I'm using another site, I can just embed this widget so people can check out on whatever site I want. That's awesome. And I can use third-party code. That's great. So if I'm doing something a little bit more custom or something like that. I can also enjoy email marketing, so I can reach out to my subscribers. I have a limit on the monthly email recipients, so that's something to keep in mind depending on the tier, but that's something just depends on how big your subscriber base is. And when I move over to the Shaker, I can remove the Podia branding as well. Let's move over to Uscreen. Here, I can start at $49 a month if I'm doing annual. What would it be? Monthly, it would be $99. Okay. I can sell on your own terms, which I like. I have marketing tools, automation. So I get all of that even with $49. I get full data ownership. I have a SSL certificate, so it's secure. Build monetization and billing, instant payouts. I love that. Accept PayPal, credit cards. I can sell subscriptions, multi-tier subscriptions, one-time sales. The thing that I would look at, especially if I'm deciding, well, what's the difference between an LMS and a VOD? If I'm looking at the difference right here in pricing and different features from an LMS and VOD, what's the difference? I'm going to have a more customizable experience with subscriptions and do things specifically with videos when I'm using a VOD like Uscreen. I'm going to have more control when I'm doing free trials, upsells, rentals. I'm going to be living in that world. If I want to do additional things, build out my brand in different types of content, I would be going with something like Podia. If I'm trying to be my own niche of a Netflix, that's when I'm going to be going towards a VOD, because I'm going to have all of these intricate options that have to do with that kind of audience. Not to mention, again, they're already going to allow me to use Roku and those kind of things and push my content in that way. It makes sense to be doing something like Uscreen. Let's talk about having your own custom site built. What does it cost? How much does it cost to operate and all those things? There's no bundle price right here. If you're making this yourself or having a developer put this together, you're going to have to consider a couple things. The cost of the developer, the cost of the maintenance of the person maintaining your site. Then you have to pay for your storage. So if you're going to be going with like AWS and paying for S3 storage, I'm going to have to be charged per month depending on how much I'm uploading and how much the bandwidth and everything like that. To create this site, it took us, by the way, we hired a junior developer to do this. It took over 9 months to do this, all the custom things that we wanted with it. Also, it took weekly meetings to go back, look at the reviews, all of these things. All in, that goes about $22K just to have it developed. Then for the maintenance, it's going to cost several $100s just to have a developer on retainer. Now, you could, of course, go to Upwork or Fiverr and just pay them to do it monthly. But again, they won't know your own, platform, or you would have to take time and effort for them to be onboarded and for them to know that. It also depends on how much you know about it being coded as well, so you can give that instruction to the developer that you're hiring. So that's something to consider. Then storage of the videos and all of those things are considered as well. So all in, creating a custom platform, you're looking at about $22K of the development and then going on from there. Depends on the storage, how much you're charging, all those things. Now, keep in mind, we created our own shell because we have gone through this. We started this back in 2020. We've gone through almost a year of this, and now we have a special deal at the end of this video to talk about what we've learned and what we're going to be offering. But again, looking at that, if you went out to go do this yourself, it would cost that. Now, there is a caveat with this, especially in the comments. A couple people were asking, well, what if I'm a developer? I'm going to do it myself. Hey, more power to you. You just saved all that money. And if you want to do this yourself, remember, we just talked about our tech stack. More power to you. You just saved all of this money. But for the ones that are not developers, do not have experience coding, and they're a influencer or an entrepreneur and want their own platform, it's something to consider. If I'm trying to price it out and you're saying, like, what's the one benefit in pricing? It depends on how large your company is. And if you're looking to substantially lose a lot of money because another platform is charging you $1 or $2 per subscriber, that might add up. But also you have to factor in how much is it to have a developer on retainer to maintain it. Just something to consider. What's the bottom line, right? Because paying that extra $1 or $2 for something like Uscreen, or if you're using Odium or whatever, for them to maintain it and constantly be maintaining your platform or something like that, could work out in your favor just going with a video on demand platform that has the infrastructure to constantly monitor your platform and to make changes and be there for upgrades. Okay, let's go to the features. We're going to start with LMSs. It depends on what platform you're going to be using, what it might contain. For example, Teachable, they are focused on online courses, but now they've also added coaching sessions as well. So you can have that option for your platform. On the flip side, if you use something like Podia, now I can be selling courses, webinars, downloads, memberships, and I can do bundles of all of those different types of features. What do you need though, right? What kind of brand are you trying to create? Are you just getting started? Are you testing out, trying to build a streaming platform? Do you have an audience? Where are you? That's really important because all of these different options really depend on what you need, bottom line, in your business. In the comment section, let me know. Are you just getting started? Are you having a great idea, but you haven't validated your idea? And the thing is, even before starting this, if you're like, I'm just getting started, I want to do this in the future, you don't need a whole lot. You could start with a landing page with Podia and just say, I'm planning to offer this. Podia allows you to have pre-selling as well. You can just say, in the future, at this date, we're planning to go live. So you can actually put a price or put a sign-up box to say, hey, we're planning on launching at this date. It could be this amount. Put in your email if you want to be on the list. You can then see if you can drum up any business beforehand, going and thinking about, well, I need to get this much content. I need to film this much. I need to get the rights for this many videos. You can just start with, does anyone want my offering first? And that's what I really like about Podia. I can test a lot of these things with their pages and then go to market. With Uscreen, I can be, again, offering live streaming. I can be having video on demand. I can have different subscriptions. And there are tons of different types of brands that are using Uscreen in building a killer business. If you go to the examples, I mean, they have health and fitness, entertainment, e-learning, yoga, lifestyle. There's a lot of different types of businesses that are scaling using a platform like this. For example, if you look at Uscreen and the yoga and lifestyle section, there are so many different brands that are using Uscreen to have a video library and connect with their audience, have a subscription, and go from there. As you can tell, you can already be using landing pages and having this format without even thinking about it, right? It already gives you the best options of where to have the different buttons, the headers, the hero sections, and also too, if you're saying a free trial, it's going to give you the best of what you should be doing to get started quickly and how to market correctly, because they have hundreds and thousands of different creators on the platform and giving you a guiding hand of what you need to do for your business to make it stand out. You can customize the images, customize the colors, all of those things. Let's look at the custom site that we have. Now here, let me look at the admin section and talk about the dashboard. Now, this is the same thing you can find in any other, in an LMS or a video on demand. Here on the dashboard, you can see total revenue, what you're looking at per last year, last month revenue, and then also active subscriptions, users, all of those things. So you can have the option to add videos, make announcements, look at how who your users are, what plans they're on. You can have your own subscriptions where you can create your own plans, all of those things. And again, you own all of this. So terms of service, what you're going to do, how you're going to be using it, you can control all of those things. If I go to my profile, I can also connect and have different API tokens. So if I want to connect it and have my own CRM, do different things, I have all of that right here, and I control this with my own platform. The pros, again, if you're trying to do something custom or you want to have total control, you don't want to abide by terms of service, or you want your own terms of service, or say, for instance, maybe the terms of services change on your platform, the pricing changes, or what you can and cannot do on the platform changes, and you want full control. You need to have your own custom site in order to manage that. If not, you have to abide by those platforms' rules, right? Again, depends on what you want to do, if that's even a concern for your platform or your content. Okay, let's talk about the winner of what streaming platform you should use to create your business. And the winner is It depends. I'm serious. It really does depend. It depends on what your goal is. Let's back up, okay? So if you're an influencer or your brand and you're trying to do a lot of things with your entity, with your branding, you're trying to do lead magnets where you're going to have digital downloads, you're going to have webinars, all of those things, and there's going to be a component of a video on demand, a library. I would go with an LMS. I would go with something like Podia because I can do all of those things, track it, have a holistic view of my brand, and be able to have one platform. And also, the reason I'm picking Podia is it already has a built-in affiliate program. And so if I want to have advocates, I want to have super fans that want to invite other people and they get a piece of the pie, they get a piece of the pricing or, the sales, I can already have affiliate software already built in on the platform. It's just a lot easier for me to scale. I do this with my own brand and also with my clients. Podia is my main platform if I'm going to do something like that. The flip side, if you're already an influencer and you're trying to build a streaming service, you're trying to scale only a streaming service, a video on demand, all of those things, then I would go with something like Uscreen or Odium. I pick Uscreen in most cases because I like their marketing tool set and all of those things. It's very easy. That's why I like Uscreen. It's concise. One person or small team can manage an entire streaming service, platform, experience for their audience using something like Uscreen. The caveat is the main focus and the experience is for streaming, for creating a VOD. Is that what you're looking for? The question comes up, what if I want my own app? Isn't it expensive if I go with Uscreen and all those things? Yes, it is expensive. You have to go custom and all of those things. Are there other options? Possible, but I would also see is like, where are you in your journey? Is your audience asking for a custom app? What's going on? If you're using the app, how many sales? Like, what's going on with mobile versus desktop? Are a lot of people watching it on desktop? Have you tracked how they're going to be watching your content? Because it depends on your business. If you're doing something and they're on the road a lot, or they're watching your videos, they're working out and they use their phone, makes sense if they're going to want an app. What about mobile version? Do they need an app or can they watch on a mobile? Because Uscreen, again, has a really good optimized experience in the mobile view as well. Those are things to consider because a lot of times we have clients that want a definite app, and then we look at the percentage and they spend all this time and money looking for the app because they think because it's going to be in the app store, their target demographic will love that, and it only makes up like 4% of all total sales. There's give and takes, and sometimes too the vocal amount of people saying they would do it with an app, that might not even calculate the vast majority of your audience. So it's something to keep in mind. But if you're looking for an app, Uscreen does provide it. I think you have to go and ask them how much it is. It's probably going to be several $100s a month at least. You can go with other options, but before you even go down that route, where are you in your business? How many people need this? How do you know that's going to really make a substantial amount more for you in your business? I would just consider those factors. And let's talk about the elephant in the room. Why would you go custom? Does anyone need to do this? This really depends on a few different things. If you're making so much money and you are seeing a substantial amount of your money going to paying different platforms where they're taking out an additional amount per subscriber, something like that. It depends on if you're doing that. Are you going to go with the VOD? Because if you go with an LMS, then you don't have to worry about the subscriber per subscriber fee because something like Podia, they're not going to charge you per subscriber. The downside is if you're creating something with an LMS, a learning management system like Podia, you can't customize it and have the platform feel like something like a VOD because it's going to say the word chorus or there's going to be limitations of the format structure because it's not built to be a true VOD. That's something to consider. Sometimes the creator cares more than their audience of where the buttons are or what it's saying. Back to the custom, why would I do that? If I'm worried about subscribers and I want to have full control, I want to decrease my costs. If I'm having thousands of subscribers, then I could see it adding up eventually. Biggest thing that I see is a lot of people want to decide on what content they want to put out and they don't want to worry about terms of service or if it changes or something like that. Every platform has the right to change their terms of service. So if you feel like your content, you don't want to worry about that, I want for full control, then you're going to have to do something like an option with having it built for you. Now, let's talk about what we created. We actually decided to go and build our own shell and sell it. So if you're looking for something like a Netflix shell where you're having a full options of creating a full experience, the developer built this with Ruby, with Rails, already having AWS already hooked in, already having a video player, all those things already built out for you, having a dashboard, full control without needing to talk to developer. We already have these shells and they start at 10K. So instead of you spending over 22K, having time where you have to talk to the developer, vet them, do all of those things, we're actually having our shells start at 10K. If you're serious and this is something that you're interested in, you can contact us and we can set up a meeting. This is only for a select few and you have a very specific need for it. Then that's why we've done this option, okay? For the vast majority of people, I would tell you to start with an LMS or a VOD. But again, if you're in that position and you want to know more and you have the ability to have something where, again, the build out starts at 10K and you have the ability to pay at least $400 a month for a designated developer technician to be there to maintain your site, let us know. We have a link down below and all those things. Let me know, what are you planning on doing? Where are you in your business? Any questions, put them in the comment section down below. And if you like content like this, we do this every single week. We build businesses, talk about tech, all of those things. If you like it, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video.